We started our initial build about 18 months ago. So we've been working together for 18 months. 2.7. Private cloud in our ecosystem. So our use cases for Zudy Vinyl, we needed a custom solution for our events business. We had a bunch of software that we use for a variety of our financial planning and analysis tools, and lots of them pieced together were able to solve for our business, but we needed a custom solution. So after a national RFP that Zudy won, we were able to build a custom solution specifically for our events business. Their integrations are terrific. We've had 0 issues, 100% success rate with integrations, and just the workflow and the ability to add business intelligence tools into our platform to make us work smarter, not harder, has been a lifesaver for us. In terms of the speed of development of the custom applications with Zudy, we've had no issues. I've been really happy with the speed. Whenever we've asked for something, they've been able to get it to us in a very reasonable, sometimes beating deadlines time frame. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy in terms of some of the requests we make, but not a platform issue at all. They've been terrific, both in their folks and the system itself of when we need something, it's getting turned around really quickly, and it's been able to solve for us. We moved all of our event P&Ls into the Zudy Vinyl platform. So what was happening on a variety of spreadsheets, Google Docs, some other financial planning tools, but not necessarily at the detail we needed, we were able to build a custom P&L for our events that highlighted really the various different ways we look at events, from before the event happens to while the event is on sale or sort of in its promotional flight to after the event, and all the analysis that comes with that, as well as workflows and approvals for stakeholders that need to sign off on events throughout the process. So that custom application was built earlier this year. Without using Zudy, I scarily do not know the answer, because would not have been something I would have been able to do by myself, but we built it in about 7.5 months. So in terms of Zudy's data source connectors and API integrations, we've been really, really pleased. We use some software that is very common in the media business, and then we also have some custom things that we built for a variety of different use cases within our company, and we've had 0 integration issues in terms of getting data into Zudy and getting data out of Zudy Vinyl. It's been great. So I've been really, really pleased at the integrations, from the simple to the more complex. We've done everything from financial planning and analysis to single sign-on, things of that nature. So it's been really a great tool, and has really saved us tons of time that were spent doing things manually. So in terms of ease of use, that was one of the main reasons that Zudy won our RFP, is for someone like me who knows enough to be dangerous, can get in and build and experiment around, but by no means is software development. It's not my first expertise or my day job, so to speak. But certainly, I was most qualified to build this tool, which was great. So it's been wonderful, actually, to not have incredibly sophisticated needs on the build side, but still be able to have incredibly sophisticated results. It's been really, really like a blessing. I'm really happy with it. In terms of Zudy Vinyl being a no-code solution, again, one of the reasons that we chose to work with them, it's allowed a lot more folks to be able to get in and build some custom integrations on our side, who may not have been able to do so with other pieces of software. 1,000%. Every time there's a new rollout or new development in terms of their solutions and the things that they've been able to launch since we've been working together, it's just enhanced our business quite a bit. So very happy with the new enhancements, their ability to roll it out, and the functionality that comes with those rollouts. We've had no issues. So in terms of how happy we are with improved rollouts and functionality, we've expanded our business. So with Zudy, so what started as an events platform has grown into some other areas of the business. We now have 3 live platforms with several more that are potentially in development for 2021. So as the system has worked for us, we've continued to grow with them. Yes, it is actually on the radar. It will happen very soon. It's just been that's an Intercom issue of why we haven't done it yet. In terms of the updated UI and UX for Zudy Vinyl, yes, we've seen it, and we're excited to integrate that in. Like I said, it was our own issue and our own product launch deadlines that caused us to wait a little bit, but we're going to be up in the new version very soon. In terms of data access, user identities, and encryption, Zudy Vinyl works with the vendor that we use for that. We have pretty seamless API, so we've had very few issues with that. It's been a really easy partnership to create. In terms of how Zudy Vinyl has improved the way our organization functions, a very simple but just incredibly helpful way is just simply with workflow. The ability to have different stakeholders involved in different projects be able to have visibility through a dashboard, to be able to have automated emails that they can mark approved or not approved, so that there is a log that everyone has signed off on, and then just some very easy dashboard reporting that instead of having to search for information, it gets delivered to you. That's been a really big game changer for us. In terms of how those improvements are affecting our organization, efficiency's higher, revenues better. It's been really positive. Not a single negative thing to say about it. It's stuff we've always wanted and sort of needed to find the right partner to make happen, and we're glad we did. Has Zudy Vinyl decreased our time in terms of go-to-market strategy? Yeah, 100%, absolutely. It has increased our ability to get things to market faster, without a doubt. In terms of exact percentage of increased go-to-market, I would probably be guessing, but I'd be fairly confident and say at least 25%. Sort of anecdotally, it's a significant amount. 25% of our business to be able to get to market faster would be a significant change for us. Yeah, absolutely, it does. And that has very much to do with the integrations that we've built into place that Zudy Vinyl is able to handle. But yes, it has automated a bunch of stuff that we were doing manually. Well, in terms of how it's affected our business, I'll say two things. One, it's allowed us to make faster, smarter decisions, which is really important. Because systems didn't talk before, because they weren't integrated, just getting data was a bit of a challenge, and it slowed the process down. That's the part that's really important. The part, true, full transparency here. It's also allowed us to re-examine our business, and during the pandemic, it's given us the business intelligence to really look at all of 2019. And then, pivot to what our 2021 plans are with, what COVID's done to the events business. It really gave us a chance to step back and really just look at the business and frankly have time to look at the business instead of just, keep running event after event after event after event, because, it's what we do. It's how we generate revenue. But it's given us a chance to really dive deep and model out what the future of events look like for Intercom. Overall, has Zudy Vinyl increased development speed? Yes. In terms of it's given us the data we need to make decisions quicker. It's given us the business intelligence we need to do some short and larger scale modeling. And then it's also allowed us to look at using the Zudy Vinyl platform in other departments that may have the same challenges with some of our other software partners. So yes. This is going to be a little ridiculous because I honestly don't have a lot of negative things to say about the platform. In terms of where things can improve, one of the things we joke about, because it is very minor in detail, is, as with any platform, when you're hosting a live webinar in a GoToMeeting, a Zoom, a platform like that, everything slows down a little bit. So when you're doing a live demo, internally with folks, the platform can go a step slower. But that's not necessarily just a Zudy thing. But in terms of, I don't really have a ton of things to say in terms of improvement. Like it's done everything we've asked it to do. Yes, we certainly had some more senior IT folks in the room to help get us launched. But, in terms of, big picture and strategy for what we need and how they were going to build it, yeah, it was very clear and very straightforward. The data they needed to build, the results and information we wanted to get out of it was, we sat through a couple workshops and it was very crystal clear and very productive. And, the end result was exactly what we talked about in those rooms. From start to launch, how long did our deployment take? From start to launch for the events platform was 7 months. So we typically with anything we do in our company, we do small group rollout, small group testing, and then large group rollout. So that's exactly what happened. We had a core team that was involved in the build. We had a slightly larger team that was involved in beta testing, anything using real life examples in our business. And then we had a more formal rollout that went out to all the applicable folks in our company who would touch the system. In terms of stability with Zudy Vinyl, we've had no issues, none. In terms of scalability, that's been one of the great successes we've had, and one of the main reasons that we're working with them is the system is very, very scalable. We've had zero issues in terms of scaling anything with Zudy Final. There's been one instance where we beta tested something in one of our 47 markets with the goal of then rolling it out to the other 46. And we're still in beta test there, but it's working flawlessly. And we've started the build for the remaining markets, and the integration has been great, and it's going to go flawlessly. I don't anticipate any issues because of how the system's set up. So initially, part of our initial launch, it was about 80. We have since grown. That number is closer to about 165 people across the company that are using Zudy Vinyl, with plans to grow that number, possibly even double it in the next 18 months. So in terms of how much staff we required to deploy it, our core build team was about 6 of us. How many people do we require for maintenance with Zudy? Typically it's our core team. There's about 6 of us, and then for things we can't figure out on our own, the Zudy folks have been terrific in terms of customer support and helping us nip those issues and solve them in pretty rapid fashion. We've been really, really happy with customer service in that respect. As I mentioned, we started with one platform, events, it was our initial build for Zudy Vinyl, and we've developed 3 more with 3 to 5, potentially more for other business units to come in 21. So it's continuing to grow and double on an annual basis so far. Previous to Zudy Vinyl, we were using a couple of very manual, non-cloud solutions. As I mentioned in a previous question, lots of Excel sheets, lots of Google Docs, because that was the only way to get granular enough for the details that we needed. So it's a huge improvement, and we're glad to not be using those other very fine, platforms. But we're really happy that we were able to integrate everything, and roll it into Zudy Vinyl. In terms of what brought us to the realization is we didn't have roll-up reporting, and we didn't have workflow approvals. Those were the really 2 big ones. It was just very hard on a macro level to see our business, and then on a micro level, local stakeholders, everyone's tired of how many emails are floating around, and now with the ability of being able to just have a dashboard that shows where the to-do list is and the task list of who's responsible for what in the order that we set up. That it's been a game changer. No one can cry that they never saw anything or never approved anything, and everybody has the business intelligence now to make those decisions and those approvals right there on the spot. They don't have to go searching for it in a different platform. We went, in terms of choosing Zudy Vinyl, yes, we had a national RFP, which Zudy Vinyl won. In terms of the main differences between Zudy and the competition in that particular RFP, it was really about customization, it was about integration, and it was about customer service. Those were the 3 boxes. We needed something specific to us. We do things differently than other companies. We needed something that could integrate with our other systems. Again, some very big popular ones that a lot of businesses use, and some that were custom built just for Intercom. And then we needed some strong customer support, since this was our first go around in this particular platform, and they delivered on all 3. It was pretty obvious. Yeah, look, we've been able to utilize all the channels, a little bit of email, a little bit of Slack, a little bit of, they have a ticket system that we've been able to use. So just the ticket system for me personally is the one that, I find the most valuable, because it really tracks the, what's really important and time sensitive, and what's sort of a nice to have, or, minor bugs and things like that. So, we use that quite a bit, and it's been great. Even though, the other thing I will say is, to their credit, some of our folks, myself included, are West Coast. A lot of the Zudy Vinyl folks are more East Coast, but we've never had an issue in terms of, time zones or availability. It's been 100%, perfect in that respect. In terms of pricing and licensing, look, it was within the range we were looking at in an RFP. It continues to be a great partnership and great value for us. We've been really happy with the pricing structure, and we think it'll continue to be a great partnership. We haven't really had any issues with pricing. Like, I think with any good partnership, you're paying a fair and good price for a good product. That's where great partnerships are developed, when one side doesn't feel like they won in a deal, when both sides feel like they won. And I think that's where we are with Zudy Vinyl. I can't disclose that. Have we seen ROI from Zudy Vinyl yet? Yes, absolutely. I'll give you a specific example. Our sponsorship business has seen some great growth, and part of that was just using the tool we built to just identify our inventory in ways that folks may not have been looking at it, and just be able to scale some of those sponsorship deals in ways that were very manual before, that can be significantly more automated now, so that when a national partner wants to come into play, we can be much quicker and much nimbler in getting those deals finalized. So yes, it has increased our sponsorship revenue. We're happy about that. What's the biggest lesson I've learned from Zudy Vinyl is that while it takes time to build a custom solution, if you do it with the right partner and have the right integrations, it can be the game changer that everyone thinks that it can be. When you're sitting around in a room and just sort of writing on a board or dreaming up, hey, if we could have one solution that did all of these things, man, our life would be easier, our bosses would be happier, and that's really what we found. Like, Zudy Vinyl has delivered all the things that we've dreamt up and asked for. And it's been a really awesome 18 months so far, and we're excited for the next 18 months and beyond of where we're going to go with our partnership with them. In terms of advice I would give to anyone implementing Zudy Vinyl is I would really think long and hard about what you want, and then be ready for them to come to the table with the solution to get it to you. It will solve your challenges. You just have to put in the time on the front end to build it. But I fully believe that based on what we've done together, I believe it can do the same for other businesses too. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would I rate Zudy Vinyl overall? I mean, look, we're in the 8, 9, 10 territory. It's done everything we've asked it to do. We keep developing more with the platform because it does everything we ask it to do. We continue to grow our business with them because it's a price that we think is fair for the value we get out of the product. So we're in the very upper echelon of that rating scale. 8, 9, 10. It's been a terrific product for us. We'll say, let's call it a 9. That's right in the middle of 8 to 10. So we'll call it a 9 out of 10. It's a big deal, in the software world, but no security issues. No hacking has gone on with respect to our partnerships with Zudy, so that's been terrific. And just again, I can't say enough good things. I know I'm not supposed to expound too much about the people involved, but the product can only do what the people tell it to do, and the people involved have been terrific. So that's my parting shot to say that the people are just as important as the product. And in that terms of partnership with people and product, it's been a great win for us to be working with them.